Hi everyone. Do you know about doping test? Do you know how the cocaine works? Why you always want to take coffee and tea regularly? To know the answers of these questions, let's discuss the topic today, CNS stimulants. So these are the agents which will stimulate your central nervous system. So here these can be broadly categorized into three: analeptics, psychotropic stimulants and convulsants. So analeptics are the agents which will enhance or stimulate the respiratory centers in medulla oblongata. So here normally what happens when you take the general anesthesia, so if overdose of the general anesthesia causes the depression, respiratory paralysis, it causes the respiration paralysis. To tackle this problem, so normally we will give this respiratory stimulants, are also called as analeptics, example doxaprime and digitamide. Apart from this, we will go for the psychotropic stimulants. These are the agents, example amphetamine, cocaine, caffeine, xanthin, nicotine, etc. So here the mechanism, we will discuss the mechanism of action, how these agents are going to be stimulate your CNS. So coming to this amphetamine normally it works on adrenergic neurotransmitters, where the norepinephrine is a neurotransmitter present in this synaptic cleft. So assume this is the presynaptic and postsynaptic, and noradrenaline is going to be released here in synaptic cleft. So what happens? So normally when stimulus comes, this norepinephrine is going to be secreted in the synaptic cleft and is going to be metabolized by the catecholamine O-methyltransferase and is going to be break down this norepinephrine. So this is the basic mechanism how these adrenergic nerves are work. So here what happens when you take this amphetamine is going to be enter into the neuron, presynaptic nerve, through this norepinephrine transporter and is enter into the vesicle. So resulting of that, there will be higher secretion of the noradrenaline in the synaptic cleft, that causes the increased concentration of the norepinephrine. Since norepinephrine is a stimulatory neurotransmitter, it causes the euphoric action and we'll see the properties of the presence of this neurotransmitter norepinephrine here. So here we can see the pharmacology: increased alertness and euphoria can be seen, and increased work capacity and increased stimulation of the reticular endothelial cells. So because of this increased work capacity, so normally these athletics is try to take this amphetamine. So obviously this can be tested and it can be recognized. So that can be called as doping test. Next we go for the adverse effects. So here increased BP, convulsions, coma and tolerance is the adverse effects of these drugs. Indications is going to be utilized in attention deficient hyperkinetic disorders. Next we will see about this cocaine. Cocaine, how normally it works. Cocaine works on dopamine receptors. Dopaminergic receptors, normally D1, D2 receptors are going to present. So this is, assume this is a presynaptic and postsynaptic. Normally the dopamine is going to be secreted in the synaptic cleft. So normally what happens after the secretion of this dopamine, so there will be a reuptake mechanism by which the dopamine is going to be taken again into the presynaptic nerve. So here what happens? So since the cocaine is blocks this reuptake mechanism of the dopamine. So resulting of that, the higher concentration of the dopamine present in the synaptic cleft, that causes the euphoric activity. So here this is that is how the cocaine is work and which causes the euphoric effect. Next we will see about the caffeine. Caffeine, xanthin, theobromine, theophylline, all these are the xanthin derivatives present in coffee, tea. So what here normally because awakeness, there will be amino acid is going to be synthesized adenosine. Okay, the higher concentration of the adenosine normally is going to be bind with A2A receptors. A2A receptors that induces the sleep. So this is the normal mechanism by which the sleep is going to be induced. So here what happens when the caffeine, theophylline or theobromine is there, so is going to be reversibly block these A2A receptors. So when this A2A receptors are preoccupied with this caffeine, so here there is no place for the adenosine to bind on to A2A receptors, which causes the inhibition of the sleep. So that is the reason why we will take the coffee, tea when the examination is there, when you want to study. So if you want to concentrate, so here where you don't need the sleep, okay, normally we will take the coffee and tea. So overdoses obviously causes the anxiety, increase the blood pressure and insomnia. On heart, it will causes the increased heart rate, but it causes the peripheral vasodilation. So because of that, the blood pressure is not going to be altered because of this coffee and tea. Okay. Next, on kidney, it acts as a diuretic activity, and GIT, it increases the secretion and decreases the appetite, and lungs, it acts as a smooth muscle relaxants. So that is the reason why this methylxanthine is used as a asthmatic agent. So apart from that, we have the convergent strychnine. Strychnine is isolated from the Naxomica plant, Naxomica seeds. So here it blocks the inhibitory amino acid glycine. So because of the blocking this glycine inhibiting neurotransmitter, obviously the excited neurotransmitter is going to be increased. So that is how the strychnine is going to be work. Next, picrotoxin, bicucurin and pentylene tetroxazole, it acts by inhibiting the GABA A receptors. So here inhibiting inhibitory neurotransmitter. So resulting of that, so we'll have the excitatory activity. So this is how the drugs are going to be work on CNS, which causes the stimulation and euphoric. So normally to treat the depression, we use these particular CNS stimulants. Hope this video is useful. Thank you.